Hi, this is DeMatteis.
Hi, this is John Beatty.
Hi, I'm Jim Shooter, and you're listening to the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast.
Well, greetings, Cap fans. Welcome to episode 304 of the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast. How's it going? I'm Rick. You know me. I'm your host. You know Bob. He's my co-host. Oh, Bob. What in the world you're thinking of? Laughing in the face of love? What on earth are you trying to do? It's up to you. Yeah, you. Instant karma is going to get you. Going to look you right in the face. You better get yourself together. Come and join the human race.
Sounds like a song, but I can't place it.
I actually said the title of the song in the lyrics I gave you.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah. Well, I still don't got it.
All right. Instant karma.
Instant karma.
You know who sang that?
No, I don't.
John Lennon.
Well, that'd be why.
This was right after the Beatles broke up. 1970.
Yeah.
He did a song with the Plastic Ono band, Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
And it's instant karma. Some people refer to it as We All Shine On. We all shine on.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. Wow.
Why am I greeting you with a John Lennon song, Bob?
What year did you say it came out?
1970.
Nope, that's not it. All right.
And if I had a nickel for every time my wife said that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know this one. This one. Yeah.
All right. Well, it'll come to you.
Instant karma. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you tricky rascal, you.
Why?
All right. Okay.
Why?
I got it. Now I got the line now. Okay.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I don't know if you're just pretending to play along.
No. Believe me, I read it this time. So
Oh, that's good. That's good. Welcome, Bob. How's it going? How's your week going?
You know, it's so far so good. So far so good. I feel super blessed because I feel like we just met last night.
We did.
Yeah. So that's like it's like a bonus.
It is.
Yeah.
Anytime I get to talk to you more than once a week, that's awesome.
And I feel like we're going to be meeting again this week. So
yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We have a recording on Saturday with a guest. Yeah. Yeah. Well, sometimes when it rains, it pours.
It does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you know, Bob, I gotta say,
mm.
the comic that we're covering today.
Yeah.
I got mixed feelings.
Really?
I got
you
mixed
do?
feelings.
I thought you'd eat this one up.
I did, because it is what I like to refer to as the dream team. So the writer is J.M. DeMatteis, who we just recently had on the show.
Yeah.
And penciled by Mike Zeck, my favorite Cap artist, John Beatty.
Yeah.
Inked by him, which is my favorite inker on Mike Zeck. Colored by Bob Sharon, friend of the show. He's been on.
Yeah.
Jim Shooter.
Approved by the Comics Code Authority, you know.
Yeah, well, we
love them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like we had the writer, the inker, the colorist, and the editor on the show.
Yeah.
Someday, Mike. Someday, Mr. Zeck.
Yeah.
We'd love to have.
Well, fortunately, we didn't ask any of those other guests about this particular story, so we're saving those questions for Mike.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that'll be that's gonna how we're gonna get him on the show.
That's the hook right there.
Hey, you know this Team America. We want to talk about how'd you write draw them motorcycles?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, I thought you'd be into this because it is such a on the nose, in your face merchandising, marketing, thing.
So the marketing guy in me, you thought would appreciate that.
I thought you would. Yeah,
I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do it as the marketing guy.
Right. Yeah.
As the Cap fan, I actually enjoyed the story. I thought it was a good story, but there is that whole. Okay, they're pushing toys.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you know what happened with this is that so Team America. This is the first appearance of Team
Yeah.
America. And before I get to that, so you would think, Bob, you
Yeah.
would think because this is the first appearance of Team America, which went on to
Yeah.
have its own 12-issue series,
Right.
right?
Yep.
That maybe the price on this comic would be worth
Yeah.
a little more.
Be through the roof. Right.
Right.
Highly, highly desired first appearance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So going back to issue 256,
Okay.
this is 269.
Yeah.
The 13 issues leading up to this one,
Mhm.
near mint condition. Price guide says how much? How much you think? Or for all the ones leading up to this?
Oh, for all of them.
Yeah, no, just individual, but,
Yeah,
but the
I
ones
don't
leading
know.
up, yeah,
$4 or $5.
$10.
$10. Okay.
$10,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
$10 near mint condition in the price guide. Now, you're probably not going to get that. You know, you probably get
Yeah.
them cheaper. But anyway, but this one now, issue 269, with the
Yeah.
first appearance of
Bam.
Team America.
Yeah.
What do you think is in the price guide for that one?
Like $20.
$10.
$10.
Yeah,
Yep.
no
No bump, huh?
no bump.
Yeah.
No bump.
Not even a baby bump.
Nah, not even. Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regretful.
Yeah. But we're gonna bring it back, Bob. We're gonna bring it
I
back.
hope so. We're gonna popularize it.
Yeah, so Team America, interesting. So what happened was, do you remember Evel Knievel?
Oh, do I remember Evel Knievel? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why you say it like that?
Well, I big fan of Evel Knievel when I was a little kid. That Snake River jump in 1974,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
the Sky Cycle, right? And so, I'm getting a little blurry there. Hold on a second. Boop, boop. So yeah, and when I was a kid, I think I must have been 10, 11,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit younger. I don't know. I had chicken pox, and I remember.
Oh, did you now? All
yeah.
right. I'm gonna put a pin on that because I got
All
a
right.
story for that.
All right.
That's
So
interesting.
I think I was like maybe 10 or 11, had chicken pox. I had to stay home. And I remember my best friend in the neighborhood, Chris Carroll, lived 3 streets down. He was home with chicken pox too. And I remember right before he had chicken pox, I was down at his house and he had the Evel Knievel stunt cycle. So I don't know if you remember that, but like you hooked it up and then you went,
yeah.
right,
And then it would jump the track.
yeah, and then you could set up ramps, and it would it was awesome. And I wanted one of those in the worst way. And when I was home with chickenpox, my mom bought one. I brought it home to try to make me feel better, and I loved that. They played with it all the time, and like they had all kinds of stuff. So they had the scrambler, they had the van, they had like the Daredevil kit.
Mhm.
They had all kinds of like toys for Evel Knievel stuff.
Yeah.
And I only ever had the cycle, but all that stuff was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing about that was the popularity went down. So the company was making it, I think it was Ideal.
Yeah.
And so with somewhere in the late 70s,
Yeah.
Evel Knievel's popularity really took a nosedive because there was like some controversies,
You went to jail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So
Clink.
Ideal had still had all these molds and everything that they had made to produce all these toys. So they're like, well, we're gonna change them from Evel Knievel to Team America, and then so they made the stunt bikes and the action figures and the chopper and all that stuff because it was making them some pretty good money. And so they were like, yep, we're going to do this. And then they decided to like, oh, well, let's go ahead and like create a partnership with Marvel.
Yeah.
And
well, G.I. Joe, right? I mean,
yeah, G.I. Joe came a little later, maybe it was at 83.
I don't know.
Real American Hero.
Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I just remember, it was definitely, it was around that time. Yeah. And, but anyway, so yeah, that's how we got Team America, thanks to a toy manufacturer saying, well, Evel Knievel, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. A lot of people don't know this, but there was actually an intermediary between the Evel Knievel toys and the Team America. They tried to do scare cycles.
Yes.
So
I vaguely remember something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
They
had
were
like they had like Dracula and Frankenstein, I
monsters,
think
yeah.
werewolf, and stuff like that. Those didn't really sell very well. But they used they had all the same and I'd love to have those. Those
Hmm.
are awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So speaking of chicken pox, so back
Yeah.
in the 70s, it was a thing. It was a
What?
thing.
Yeah, right.
And I remember my brother, who was 6.5 years older than me,
Mhm.
got it. And my mom was like, go downstairs and play with your brother. And you can't leave. You have to
Right.
stay down there
Yeah.
because he has chicken pox and he's not
Yeah.
allowed to leave. But I'm like, what? Well, what about me? You're like, oh, you'll be fine. And that's what parents did. They were
Well,
like,
they
well,
didn't have any other choice. There was
they're
no
like,
vaccine at the time.
yeah, they were like, let's just get all the kids infected at once. We only have to deal
Yes.
with it because otherwise, it's like,
You're home for
yeah,
weeks.
yeah, and then the next kid, and then the next kid.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was purposely infected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, and of course, then of course, it's like the gift that keeps giving, right? So you can look forward to the shingles vaccination now. So
Yeah, I guess I'm at that age, right? I probably
yeah,
gotta do that.
you got to do it. It's like it's a 2 shot series. I gotta tell you, that first shot knocked the crap out of me. Second one, no problem.
Uh-huh.
The first one, like holy cow, man! That
What do you
was,
mean?
I'm
Like get a
just just like how like sometimes you get a flu shot and makes you feel a little punky.
Oh, okay.
Like that first shingles one, like knocked my socks off.
Mm.
But it beats the alternative again, right?
Yeah.
You don't want that shingles surfacing from your whatever it hides in your
No,
body.
no, no.
So
Yeah, shingles is bad news from
nasty.
what I hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I you know what's funny is I'm a little tired today. Um because I'm pretty sure it's because I gave blood. Now,
Oh, sure.
I
Yeah.
I give blood every time they come to the office, which is 4 times
Mhm.
a year, because that's
Yeah.
like how often you can do it, right? So I do
Yeah.
it every quarter, and I've never gotten tired from it before.
Huh. Well, you got a lot going on.
I guess so.
You got a lot going on. New gig, and
Well, there's a blood shortage out there, so
yeah.
if anybody has the opportunity to give blood, do it. It's no big deal. Um, there's a huge shortage of blood out there, and you can save somebody's life. So,
I hate doing it because they're always trying to give me free stuff. You
mm,
want this beach towel? You need this bag? Here's a card. All this. Here's a coupon for a free beer. Like
mm,
they really load on. Like I use the big red bus, which travels around parks in different locations, and you just go
mm-hmm,
to the bus and do it. And like oh my gosh, they load you up.
mm.
They load you up with stuff you don't need.
Yeah, that's
So
nice.
yeah,
I think
t-shirt. Hey, have a t-shirt.
at work we get a voucher for a free lunch, which is nice.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And then when I go to the Elks, sometimes it's like I get a box of like Girl Scout cookies or something.
Yeah. Wow. Oh man, that's awesome. I want in on that deal.
Yeah. Like I have enough towels. Where's
I
my
need some
Thin Mints?
cookies.
Where's my Snickerdoodles?
Right. Yeah.
uh,
Oh goodness. Hey,
uh,
does
yes.
before we head off this, so you mentioned that when Ideal Toys came out with their Team America line, they had a cap cycle. So, and I'm curious if any of our listeners have one of those because they're super expensive now. I mean,
Yeah.
super expensive. That's really a superlative I don't really need, but it's expensive, right? I mean, it's like $400, $500 for one that's all beaten up. So, like, yeah. So curious if anybody still has their cap Team America cycle.
Yeah, I'd be pretty cool.
Be cool to see it in the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, by the way, speaking of motorcycling, there's a T-shirt you got me.
There it is.
I am wearing, and this is the design that was in the official handbook of the Marvel Universe with Cap's motorcycle.
Elliot.
Done by Elliot R. Brown.
Yep.
Who we had on the show.
Yeah.
Who was a hoot.
He was.
And highly recommend people check out our interview with Elliot Brown. You can listen to that or watch that in episode 195. So check that out. Birthdays. Hey, Bob, just real quick. There's a couple of cap creators having some birthdays. If you are listening to this when the day it comes out, it's August 12th. In just a few days, August 17th, John Romita Jr. celebrating a birthday. And by the way, at the end of August, I am going to the New Jersey Comic Con. I don't remember the name of it, Super something. John Romita Jr. will be a guest there, and I am going to visit him and remind him that he said he was interested in coming on the show.
Gotta be one of those sit-down protests.
Yeah, like, hey, remember me?
Bring a lunch and just
Also,
sit down and refuse to move.
celebrating a birthday the very next day, August 18th, Mr. Ron Garney, one of my all-time favorite cap artists.
Absolutely.
And
Guest.
great guest. We had him on episode 39.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot of great stories.
He did,
Yeah.
including a really fun one about Mike Zeck, that he used to be Mike Zeck's bartender. And
Yeah.
Mike got him an introduction in Marvel. So that's a fun story. So check that out.
Great story about mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're my mentor, you know? It's a beautiful
Really?
thing. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. In this high flying world of online entertainment.
Uh-huh. Well, you're my mental.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Bob, should we get to today's issue?
Indeed. Yes. Let's do that.
All right. Captain America 269. I've already taken us through who the creators were. This came out, it had a release date of February 2nd, 1982, cover date of May. So we're, it's been a while since this one's been out. And in addition to the creators I already mentioned, oh, by the way, this actually has more than just John Beatty inking. Mike Zeck actually inked some of his own work. And then Joe Rubinstein, who also has been a guest on the show. That was way back in episode 8. He also lended his work here. And also in episode 8, when we were talking to Joe, it was interesting because he said he would pitch in and help out a lot of people, but he never got paid for it because his name wasn't in the book. So he started insisting, like, okay, well, you need to add my name in the book, which they do in here. They say special thanks to Joe Rubinstein. So he'll get some payment, better than nothing.
Right.
But when he's doing the work. And then letterer was Jim Novak. And I said editor was Jim Shooter, but I was editor in chief. It's actually Jim Salicrup.
All right.
Bob, do you want to take the listeners through the cover?
Yes, I do. So it's an awesome cover, Rick. I mean, I can't imagine anyone not picking this book up after seeing this cover on a newsstand, right? Because we've got a huge creature here. It looks almost like Mr. Clean, who has been mutated. Sans his characteristic white t-shirt, right? A very, very large, muscular, hairless, yellow man with purple eyes and his mouth wide open, showing his perfect teeth, I should say. And he is reaching out toward Captain America, who is riding on his motorcycle with his feet in the stirrups. And 3 other folks that are likewise riding motorcycles, arrayed around the cover of this, dressed in red, white, and blue with stars and stripes and spangles. And so the 4 of these folks on motorcycles look to be like riding around in circles, trying to evade this very large yellow monster man. And when we learn from the cover that this is Captain America introducing Team America, which we've talked about. So this is amazing. I would pick this cover up in a heartbeat, Rick.
Pick up the cover or pick up the comic?
I'd probably pick up the cover first, look inside, and go, yeah, I'm in.
Oh, because I thought you were referring to the original art. Because do you know who used to own the original art to this cover?
I only know 2 people who collect original art. So
you know one of them.
So would it have been our friend Alberto?
Yeah, Alberto used to own that cover. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's
yeah,
going to
so-
regret giving it up when they come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. Um, so yeah, and we failed to mention that the artists for this was Mike, Zeck, and John Beatty did the art for this cover, and they at this point have been on the book for about 6 months. So Zeck came on and did 258, 259, which was that Doc Ock story, or 259 was, and then there was a 261, 234, I think was the um, Red Skull story, out in Hollywood,
Right. Yeah.
right? And then then it was 5, 6, 7, 8, and then now here. So, he's starting to get noticed on Captain America, and um, it's I think John Beatty joined him. I want to say 265 was when he started inking him. So they're starting to become a team here,
Mm.
and it's good stuff. And but very soon, I want to say, because right now, if you look up at the corner on this cover, you recognize that corner.
Yeah, it's a corner box.
Yeah, but it's not. It's Jack Kirby.
Right. It's not the Zeki. Yeah.
Yeah. So and that goes on for quite some time. It isn't until issue 275 that Zeck finally gets his own art up there in the corner box. They're still using Kirby for all this time,
Mm.
which is a little strange. All right, let's get to the opening splash page. And the title to this one is, Bob?
A mind is a terrible thing to waste. You remember those ads, Rick?
I do.
Yeah.
Here's your brain on drugs.
No, that was a different ad.
Oh, was that
the mind is a terrible thing to waste was an ad campaign for the United Negro College Fund that started in the early
right.
70s. Yeah. So they used that for like 10 years.
That was like their end catchphrase at the
That's
very
right.
end, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Still stays with you.
Yep. And this one says, introducing Marvel's new motorcycle sensation, Team America. And here we are seeing 4 people, civilians, sitting around a round kitchen table in a kitchen. And it's Steve in his civilian garb. And he's there with 2 of his neighbors, Mike Farrell and Josh Cooper. And then also the landlord, Anna Kappelbaum. So we've seen them before. I think these were introduced in that Roger Stern, John Byrne era. And then DeMatteis has been fleshing them out, giving Steve some sort of, home civilian personal life. And we have Anna serving the 3 men breakfast. Eat, boys, eat. I don't want all this food to end up in the garbage. And if I eat another bite, I think I'll explode. Don't worry about it, Josh. Steve will eat it. He's got a bottomless pit. Can I help it if Anna's waffles simply captivate my taste buds? Pass the syrup, Mike, please. Anna Kappelbaum is not your average New York landlord. To her, the people renting apartments in her brownstone at 569 Lehman Place in Brooklyn Heights aren't just faceless checking account numbers. They're neighbors, friends, family. A fact this impromptu Saturday brunch testifies to. Later, after muffled burps and loosened belt buckles, so Josh, what's new and depressing in the world? Josh is sitting there at the table reading the newspaper. You want local, national, or international depressing? And then Steve's over there while Anna has got her apron on and she's washing dishes in the sink. Sure you don't want me to help, Anna? No, Stephen. I have my set way of doing this. If you helped, I'd probably end up rewashing the dishes you washed. But you can help with a little conversation. Something in particular? Well, Bernie was in to see me last night, Stephen. She was very upset about the problems you two seem to be having. Both you and Bernie are very special to me, and I would hate to see either one of you get hurt. Ah, I feel so foolish even bringing this up. You probably think I'm a meddling fool who. No, no, I don't think that at all. In fact, I'm touched that you care enough to ask about us. But you see, Anna, I'm very confused about my feelings for Bernie, and considering the depth of her feelings for me, I think we should both take a step back until I've sorted things out. It's the only proper thing to do. Proper? How long has it been since I've heard a young man worry about what's proper? And then she turns and she grabs both sides of his cheeks. Do you know, Stephen, sometimes I think you're more old fashioned than I am. In fact, you're my favorite tenant for that very reason. But don't tell the others. We don't want them getting jealous. And speaking of those other tenants, will you look at this, Mike? It's enough to give you the creeps. And Mike takes the paper from Josh. Neo-Nazis having a rally at a Long Island high school? I hate to say it, but it doesn't surprise me. And Anna takes the paper out of his hands and throws it to the ground. That is the trouble with people in America today. Nothing surprises them. Everyone is so numb, so jaded, that even Nazi filth cannot make them raise an eyebrow, let alone express outrage. Bob, I'm going to take a pause here.
Okay.
I feel pretty strongly about that statement.
You do, do you?
I do. I think that is the problem with America. And obviously it's still a problem. Here it is, 40 some years later,
Yeah.
that people become numb to the news and they see things,
Mm. Yeah.
like neo-Nazis and go, oh, doesn't surprise me, or
Right.
oh, here we
right.
go again, or whatever. And she is very outraged by it, and she has a personal reason to be outraged
Sure.
by it, right?
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
Holocaust, survivor.
Sure.
And I just think it's important that we all sometimes take a step back and just go, you know what? I don't want to become numb to this.
Mm.
And it really does. I don't know. I think it's just, I love that DeMatteis wrote this, and to remind everybody, right? Like that, we become so numb to things over time that, maybe, and I know it's a defense mechanism.
It is. Yeah. Right.
I know people,
Yeah.
get that because it's just overwhelming.
Yeah.
But man, there's got to be a way for somewhere in between where we can take care of ourselves, but also, stand up for things that, when we see bad things like this.
Yeah. No, agree. I think we're almost trapped, right, between a desensitization to outrage, but then on the flip side of sort of an addiction to outrage. It's a weird place to be in society, right? Where you're constantly fired up to the point where you then become sort of desensitized to any reaction to it. I think it puts us in a difficult position, because then you just sort of throw your hands up.
Yeah.
Nothing can be done, right? And we move on. So, I cover, I don't want to go down too far of this road, but I might have talked about this before. I cover this in the classes I teach. I have them read this research paper by a guy by the name of Paul Slovic, who talked about this desensitization. And it's a desensitization that comes from an overwhelming numbers, right? I mean, Stalin said, a single death is a tragedy, but a million deaths is a statistics. And you throw enough at the wall, and that it becomes statistics, right? It doesn't become personal anymore until it does become personal, and then we sit up and take notice, right? If it's our neighbor or a friend or a family member or something like that. But it's just too easy to become desensitized by the overwhelming weight of numbers and events. And yeah, we got to keep reminding each other to not let that happen.
Exactly. And so for listeners out there, this is our reminder to you. And quite frankly, again, take care of yourselves. All right. Don't let it become an obsession. Don't let it become a depression. But you don't have to take on the entire world. You could do small bites and do what you can. And then take a break when you need to.
That's it. Good advice.
If I were the president, I would take all of these animals and lock them away before the madness begins all over again. But Steve reacts in a way a little unexpected. Anna, you don't mean that. Having lived through the horrors of the Second World War, you can't mean that. The first thing the Nazis did was take away freedoms, deny men their rights. If we want to keep the torch of liberty burning, we must be unafraid of ideas, however noxious. We have to believe that people are wise enough to make the right choices. Amazing that such a shy man can be so eloquent when he wants to. What? Who? Oh. And Steve turns and sees, who is it, Bob?
It's Bernadette Rosenthal, aka Bernie.
AKA neighbor, AKA a woman that Steve's dating.
Yes.
Bernadette Rosenthal, at your service. Can I come in, or are you going to hold that little door slamming tantrum of mine against me forever? When did that happen, Bob?
That was in the last issue, Rick.
Okay. I forgot all about it, Bernie. That is, if you've forgotten about the stupid way I acted. It was my fault, Steve. Really. I mean, telling you that I love you just like that? I can't blame you for being taken by surprise. Well, I can blame me. You see, I'm the kind of man who prides himself on never being taken by surprise. And in the background, we see Anna offering some more coffee to Joshua. Some more coffee, Joshua? Sure thing. Say, what's going on with those two anyway? Drink your coffee, Joshua. Oops, look at the time. I'm late for a very important appointment, Bernie. If it's all right, I'd like to stop by your place later, just to talk. Of course it's all right, Steve, but good. Say so long to the others for me, will you? I've really got to rush. And then he heads out the door, and it slams behind him. And Bernie says, is that what they mean by instant karma?
There it is. There it is, Rick. You tricky devil.
Mm-hmm. And why did she say that, Bob?
Because of the door slamming in the previous issue.
Yeah. And even as a bemused Bernie Rosenthal reaches for a chair and a sympathetic ear, Steve Rogers is dashing up the stairs to his studio apartment, to be replaced minutes later by the awe-inspiring form of the living legend of World War II, the Star-Spangled Avenger men call Captain America. And he must have gone out of skylight, Bob.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's on this motorcycle, Bob.
The Cap motorcycle.
Yeah. And it's going pretty fast. How do you know, Bob?
Oh, there's a lot of smoke behind it, Rick.
Yeah.
A lot.
Exhaust, yeah. My goodbye had all the grace of a dying elephant. But what else can I expect? My entire adult life is, now I have a visual of a dying elephant.
Well,
like, what do they do? Like wobble? Do they kind of wobble a little
Yeah.
bit? And
right.
is
Yeah.
that what he meant by the, bad grace? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a visual I'm getting, but okay.
Yeah. But what else can I expect? My entire adult life has been spent as Captain America, with precious little time left over for Steve Rogers, the man. It's only been these past few months that I've tried to build a normal life for that man. But what if I've been fooling myself? What if the real reason I'm uncertain about Bernie is that I know a normal life just isn't possible for Captain America? That the protector of the American dream must always be denied its simple pleasures. I do like uh I like the way Zeck draws Cap, period, but I like how he's drawing him on this motorcycle. With the shield on the back and
Mhm.
kind of like a little bit of a lean,
He's a
as
very
he's
confident driver.
yeah, yeah.
Seems
Trouble
like he draws him like he's comfortable on the bike, right? It's not like a
right.
stick figure drawing a bike, right? Or
Yeah.
rigid. He looks like he's comfortable. Like I wondered, like Zeck probably had experience driving a motorcycle because he draws Cap like he's driving a motorcycle.
It'd be a great question for him.
Yeah.
And we should
We
send
noticed
him
this in
that
Team
one.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These troubled thoughts roil the shield slinger's psyche as he continues his ride throughout the potholed streets of Manhattan. A ride that finally takes him here, to the fabled 34th Street Arena that, despite its circular design, has been dubbed Madison Square Garden. I never gave that any thought. Have you?
No, I can't say that I have.
I've
Yeah.
never given that thought. Madison Square Garden. I just assumed that it was a square. I guess
Yeah.
it's not.
And it doesn't have a garden in it, apparently.
The crowd's cheering him, and then he pulls up to a door because there's like a barricades and crowds are behind, and he pulls up, and the two police officers open up the doors to let him in. Go right in, Cap. We've been waiting for you. And might I say, sir, that it's an honor to meet you. The honor's all mine, son. Inside, there's a guard in there. Captain America, Security Chief Hinkler here, and I'm pleased you're on the bill today. Taking out some time to give a motorcycle exhibition for charity was something I couldn't pass up, Chief. Nah, that's not what I meant. We got lots of high muckamucks out there today, and even got one of them Nobel Prize winners. What's his name? Knopfler. What with all them other noble guys getting themselves kidnapped lately, we need a guy like you around, in case there's trouble, you know? Well, I'm glad to be of service, Chief, although I sincerely doubt that there'll be any trouble. And it's a close up on Cap's face, and he looks a little surprised. And we turn the page, and what do we see here, Bob?
Oh my gosh. There is you know what it looks like, Rick? Do you ever have Matchbox Racers?
I do. Or
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Did, yeah. When they had those tracks that did the loop-de-loops, like a spiral loop-de-loop. But this is
Yeah.
what we're seeing here. It's like a full page splash, one of those spiral track loop-de-loops, and there's guys on motorcycles doing the loop-de-loops.
Yeah, it's three guys. How would you describe what they're wearing?
Yeah, well, they're wearing bodysuits. So, and as I said on the cover, they're themed red, white, and blue. So there's the Red Rider, the Blue Rider, and the White Rider, and they all have a variation of stars and stripes, and they're all wearing matching helmets, full face helmets that cover everything, and so they are meant to evoke that that American aesthetic, right?
Mhm.
So. And the motorcycles are tricked out in exactly the same way, except they are matching to some extent. So they have the red, white, and blue stripes on the tank, but the fenders match their particular color orientation.
And there's a huge crowd in the audience all around them. Cap's voice trails off. His eyes widen. A broad smile spreads across his face. He's loved motorcycles ever since he first rode one in the dawning days of World War II. To him, these gleaming machines, in the proper hands, have the potential to rise to a level of power, of grace, of sheer heart stopping beauty that few have ever reached for. Now, as he watches these three men soar across the garden floor executing astounding stunts that drive the cheering crowd to its feet. He knows he is seeing that potential tapped to its fullest. And he is impressed. That's saying something if Cap's impressed. Who are they, Chief? Those show-offs? They're that new bunch of race jockeys. Call themselves Team America. Well, what are you just standing there for? You're not going to let these three kids hog all the glory, are you? And Cap does. He gets on his motorcycle and he joins the demonstration. If the crowd was cheering wildly before, the sudden appearance of this red, white, and blue garbed figure of legend sends them to the edge of hysteria. Grown men react with the open-mouthed wonder of 12-year-old boys. And the group of international dignitaries, Nobel Prize winner Alfred Knopfler among them, is no exception. And the Red Rider, he's got red hair, by the way, Bob, in addition to his red uniform. Dang it, Honcho, it's really him. I figured to be a no-show for sure. I've admired that man for as long as I can remember, Reddy. I knew he'd be as good as his word. Meeting him was the reason I decided we should do this performance. Hey, amigo, I'm here to catch some free publicity for the team, comprende? Your hotshot gringo captain don't mean nothing to the wolf. After various expenses have been deducted, the Children's Fund will have made some $34,000 today. But at the moment, monetary gain, no matter how benevolent the cause, is the farthest thing from anyone's mind. And they're just riding around doing all kinds of stunts. All right, amigo, so maybe your captain is almost as good as the wolf. Almost? Man, that dude's as good as you'll ever be. Of course he is. That's why he's Captain America. I have to admit it, that I accepted this offer more out of a sense of duty than anything else. But this Team America has forced me to push myself to the limit, to dare to be better on this bike than ever before. And that's made this day more than worth the... What in heaven? The entire arena is starting to shake, like we're in the grip of an earthquake. And up there, good Lord, there's a hole opening in the very air. Indeed there is, Cap. And from that hole, a scintillant energy tube snakes out across the garden floor. And from that tube strides madness. Bob, what are we seeing?
Oh my gosh, it's that gargantuan man from the cover. He stands like 20-25 feet tall. He, as I said, he is all yellow. He is unclothed, but he is rippling in muscles. It's like a huge Mr. Clean. And he's coming through this tunnel, and he looks like he's up to business.
For a moment, the assembled throng continues shouting and cheering, thinking this interruption to be a most spectacular climax of the show. But when the lumbering, dim-eyed giant reaches out for a shocked Alfred Knopfler, lifting him effortlessly into the air, even as it shrugs off a security guard's bullets,
Blam! Ping!
cheers become strident shrieks of terror. I don't know whether that's a living being or some kind of sophisticated robot, and at this moment, it doesn't matter. There's a man's life on the line here, and I've got to do what I can to save him. Even if I have to follow that beast to the bowels of Hades. And he takes his motorcycle, jumps off of a ramp into that tube that's in the air that we talked about. Hey, we can't just let him take that thing on alone. Ready? I'm with you, Honcho. Ready, willing, and raring to go. Wolf? You two are loco. We got no business getting involved in this. We ain't no superheroes. Hey, amigos, didn't you hear what I said? You coming, Wolf? Of course I'm coming. What am I going to do here by myself? They take the ramp and are swallowed up in the gaping maw like three Jonahs riding into the belly of the whale. Then the seismic tremors begin again, and the tube is simply going, going, gone. God in heaven, they're gone as if they've never been here. But what's here to the ashen-faced security guard is no longer here to Cap and his 3 young companions. As the din of the arena fades, giving way to the eerie silence of a small New Hampshire town that seems plucked from a time-lost era of innocence. Yeah, how would you describe this town, Bob?
Yeah, well, it does. It looks like perhaps from like the late 1800s, maybe. Yeah, a small farming town in New Hampshire. Having grown up in this area, I can attest. It looks like one of those small towns that still exist up there, with the wooden storefronts along the main streets, and barrels for rainwater and other provisions out front of the shops, and tree-lined sidewalks and white picket fences with a church steeple in the background. It's very New England colonial.
Holy, hey man, what's happened? Where's the garden? Where are we? That tube we entered must have been some kind of teleportation device. Teleportation? Are you kidding? You're not kidding. Look, Cap, we're out of our league in a situation like this. This type of craziness is more in your ballpark. So where do we go from here? Where? Into the town, of course. That seems to be the only logical course of action, doesn't it? Cap gets on his bike and starts driving in. Logical? We just came leaping out of thin air, and you're talking logical? But all questions of logic are quickly put aside as Honcho nods and Team America follows Captain America through the dusty streets until... Guess this place isn't as deserted as it looks, Cap. So it seems. Excuse me, sir, but could you... Bob, who does that look like?
That looks like none other than Samuel Clemens, the otherwise known as Mark Twain.
Well, come on, son. Don't just stand there. If you've got something to say, spit it out. Cap, do you know this man? You should all know me, unless you're a bunch of itinerant illiterates. Name's Sam Clemens, but my nom de plume is Twain, Mark Twain. What's the matter, son? Can't give a man the common courtesy of a handshake? I'm sorry, sir, but Samuel, I see that we have visitors. That we do, Albert, but they're a bit on the rude side. Sam Clemens and Albert Einstein? What on earth have we stumbled onto here? Come on, boys, get that spook look off your faces. We're not ghosts. Me and Albert are just who we appear to be. But that's patently impossible. Sam Clemens has been dead for over... Dead? Feel that flesh, son. It's warm. It's human. It's alive. Now come on over to the town hall. I want you to meet the others. Cap pauses a moment, weighing his options, before gesturing for the man claiming to be Sam Clemens to lead the way. I don't know what this is about, or who's behind it, but I've been in this business long enough to know that the only way you unravel a mystery is by getting to the heart of it. And with luck, that's just where our friend, Mr. Twain, will take us. And so the 4 of them are walking their motorcycles. Here we are, boys. This is where we folks who live in the village of Ponda get together to air out our dusty brains. If anybody's got a dusty brain, it's your gringo captain. He's acting like there's nothing weird about this. Well, what would you do, Wolf? Start beating our host over the head? Face it, mister. That's one guy who knows what he's doing. Mr. Clemens, just who is it you're so anxious for us to meet? Open your eyes, son, and see for yourself. And he walks into a room, and it is a whole bunch of different philosophers, thinkers, intellects from over the centuries. See, he does, but he simply cannot believe. An amazing collection of individuals, are they not? Shakespeare, Plato, Lincoln, Confucius, Machiavelli, Socrates, Nietzsche, to name a few, the greatest minds of history, assembled here by the Mad Thinker. Bob,
Yes.
who's that guy?
The Mad Thinker, Rene Rodin. The Mad Thinker. First
Yeah.
appearance, what, back in Fantastic Four, right? Early on in Fantastic Four, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
around
it was
in the
number
teens.
15.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Back in 1963. Yeah, he's an incredible intellect. That is, he's an inventor. He's a mastermind, but he's a criminal.
Yeah. No, you can't have
And
everything.
no, so yeah, he's been a foil for the Fantastic Four for quite some time. He's battled the Avengers a little bit and Iron Man. But yeah, it's actually interesting character. He as you said, you pointed out, he debuted in 1963, and here it is, well, nearly 20 years later,
Mm,
and this I think is only maybe like his 20th appearance. Like he in those 20 years, he didn't appear a lot.
yeah. Well, I think it's his first appearance in a Cap story too. Although
is.
he'll appear later. Yeah.
It is for sure. And how would you describe how he looks?
Uh somewhat disheveled. I mean, he's sort of a pudgy guy with longish, maybe auburn brownish hair, kind of a pudgy face, That doesn't really stand out in any way. He wouldn't be considered conventionally handsome, Rick. He's a guy who looks like he spends a lot of time in his laboratory, doesn't get a lot of sunlight, and maybe just eats too much takeout.
Could be.
Yeah.
The Thinker. You three get back. Leave him to me. The Mad Thinker is an incredibly dangerous. Please. My formidable reasoning powers are predicting your involvement in the affair down to the last second. If I wanted violence, don't you think I'd already have slain you? But Reddy, he's a well, he's not just a redhead, he's a hothead.
He's a hothead. Yeah.
Bull, I read about you, pal, how you almost wiped out the Fantastic Four a few times. Son, no. And he goes running towards the Mad Thinker, but the big, gigantic yellow robot hits him away. Well, Are You Ready's not giving you the chance to wipe us out.
Swat! Crash!
2. And then his 2 compatriots decide, well, hey, they got to jump in too. It looks like we've little choice now but to try and take this thing out. Now you're talking my language, amigo. You hot-headed fools. You don't know what you're doing. The Mad Thinker's creation are the most advanced androids in the world. That creature could break you in half without working up a sweat. And they each get picked up. Now he tells us. So much for Team America, eh, amigo? Not quite. And Cap comes up and hits him with the shield from his right hand.
Lamb!
Caramba! However well built, however powerful, a machine is still a machine. And given the time, the skills, and the spirit, any man can stand up to any machine and conquer it. And he goes up on top of the giant's head, and he uses his shield, and he severs it into his back.
Scrunch!
And there's some Kirby power coming out of it. Excellent. You dispatched my servant in precisely 17.26 seconds, as I knew you would. Ah, but these young friends of yours are troublesome. But I am nothing if not prepared. Having calculated just when and where all three of them would meet defeat, I can watch with glee as they fall into my waiting arms. A trap door! And Cap goes up and he grabs him by the shirt. All right, maniac, I've had enough of you. Tell me what this is about, or nothing. If you do not want this Team America to meet with an untimely demise, I suggest you remove your hand and join me for a chat at the main house. Slowly, the gloved hand is removed. And presently, Thinker, this town of yours looks like a perfect piece of Americana from turn of the century, but careful inspection seems to indicate that it's quite new, Captain. Indeed, the village of Ponder was built by my androids only months ago. I commend your keen eye. But why, Thinker? What's your game? For once, Captain, there is no game. The Thinker lets that puzzling statement hang in the air, unanswered, until the strange company enters the gloomy house on town's edge. And they go into a library. Look around, Captain, and see the forces that guide my life. Books, 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 and more books. Learning is my God, Captain. Knowledge is the altar that I worship at. My life of crime was a game played to give a brilliant mind diversion, to provide the challenges I could find nowhere else. But I'm older now. Such games mean little. They leave me empty, adrift. That is why I built my town of Ponder. People did with android replicas of history's great thinkers. Replicas so perfect that they are nearly human. Just think of it. I can spend hours in debate with Socrates, days on end sharing thoughts with William Shakespeare. If that's the case, Thinker, then why have you been kidnapping those Nobel Prize winners? My, direct, aren't we? But of course you are correct. I have been kidnapping these men, and for good reason. This way, please. And he shoves him into a laboratory. You see, Captain, ultimately, I cannot imbue my creations with independent thought. I can only approximate the knowledge of my men had in life by using my computers to program in the various books written by and about them. Thus, Socrates can entertain and stimulate me, but he can never push me beyond the mental realms I have already explored. That is why I began seeking out living men of genius, transferring their consciousness into immortal android shells. Now I will have truly brilliant companions, under my direct control, to travel the realm of ideas with. Companions whose vibrant minds will join mine in vaulting new walls of knowledge. Good Lord, that's Knopfler, and beside him, an android replica. Thinker, you are mad. You can't treat living beings in the same callous manner you treat your machines. Have you been surrounded by the unliving for so long that your heart has gone cold? And he throws his shield, but it hits and ricochets with no effect.
Wazam!
Eloquently put, Captain. But your words are as useless as that anticipated shield throw is against my force field. And now it is precisely 3 minutes past 3, time for my neuroergenic cage to drop down upon the exact spot which you stand. And what is that cage, Bob? What does it look like to you?
Well, it looks like it looks like a square fenced off cage, but the actual bars, other than the four corner posts and the supporting beams on each side, are actually electric arcing energy bars.
I'm unimpressed, Thinker, but you don't get me that easily. Oh, don't I? I calculated that stunning dodge as well, and it has taken you to the very point where I wanted you all along. What? Manacle snapping out of the wall, grabbing my wrists. All part of the plan. Worked out to the last minute detail, including the detail now being revealed beside you. An android duplicate of me. Yes. Do you think that you were lured here by accident? You are a man of great ideas and ideals, Captain. Think of the days we could spend discussing the concepts of freedom and democracy. Putting me in an android body won't make me your puppet, Thinker, any more than talking about freedom and democracy will make one of your ilk understand it. An interesting point, Captain, and one we will be certain to mull over. Once your mind is in the body and your will to resist has been drained out in that transfer. Drain my will, Thinker, and you won't have Captain America in your power. You'll have a soulless copy, a faint shadow of a man. Thinker, don't you realize that intellect without the spark of the spirit is nothing but... And then there's a big explosion, Bob.
Boom!
What was that? Some kind of explosion in the underground cavern where I'm holding your Team America friends prisoner. And there's a figure coming through the billowing smoke. But this isn't possible. I've computed every random element, every stray course of action. Then who can that black-clad biker be? Who is it, Bob?
It's the Marauder.
It's the first appearance of the
It is,
Marauder. And
yeah.
how would you describe it?
Well, he's similar to the other members of Team America, except he is clad entirely in black with a very, very cool black scarf tied around his neck.
Then who can that black-clad biker be? Who? Who? He is the silent spectral figure called the Marauder. And he comes in, crashes into where they are, knocking over some of the robots. That's who. In a hail of glass, he is past the frantic androids who seek to protect their master at any cost. And like a living shadow, he leaps from the seat of the roaring chopper. Instants before it careens into the central bank of the Mad Thinker's intricate computer system, shorting it out and setting a certain fiery-eyed sentinel of liberty free. I don't know who my mysterious benefactor is, but I owe him a world of debt. And considering those great men are about to tear him limb from limb, it's a debt I better start repaying right now. And he's hitting the robots, knocking off arms and heads.
Swack, sling!
What in the... He's gone. But the wild shouts erupting suddenly behind the living legend, and proof positive that he is far from alone. Who is it, Bob?
Team America!
It's Team America. The man in black must have set them loose of the Thinker's trap, and they're doing a darn good job of holding off those blood-crazed machines. But the Mad Thinker looks devastated. No, you fools! What are you doing? You're destroying my only friends. You're destroying the dream I worked so hard to create. No, Thinker, we're not destroying it. You are. You and your cold, calculating, passionless ways. And Cap's just chomping down with that shield, crushing some robot. And then it's over. And the Thinker is humbled on the floor with his face down. I only wanted friends, just some friends to pass the time with. Oh, what have I done? You've taken the preciousness of the idea, Thinker, and twisted it. You've killed the very thing you worship. I tell you, man, you sure know how to turn a phrase. You also know how to help your friends. I don't know how you freed us from the Thinker's trap, but thanks. I'm afraid I can't take credit for that, son. You see, there was this biker in black who, oh, forget it. It's hard enough for me to believe. Sometime later, after a SHIELD mop-up squad has made the scene, who is it, Bob?
It's Nick Fury, Rick.
Well, we've impounded that loon's androids, and our science boys are working on those Nobel guys. Should have him back to normal in a couple of days. But tell me something, Winghead. How in blazes do you get yourself into these scraps? You should have asked me that question 40 years ago, Fury. Hey, looks like your biking buddies are taking off. Now you three take care of yourselves. Understand? Gotcha, Cap. You better watch yourself, amigo. Next time you won't have Team America to pull your fat out of the fire. Come on, guys. Let's get these hogs moving. And they race away. I better get this hog on the road too, Nick. This has been a strange day from the very start. And I've got a lot to think about on the long ride home. And Cap rides off, and we see Mark Twain's mask in the foreground as Cap zooms away. Want to see more of Team America and the mysterious Marauder? To check out the fabulous first issue of their own magnificent Marvel mag on sale February 3rd. All right, Bob. What'd you think of the story?
I thought it was fun, Rick. I thought it was a good story. I liked the idea. I thought it was a great mad thinker plot. I love seeing all the historical figures. And I thought it was a good introduction to Team America. It certainly sets them up, I thought. I mean, you don't get set up any better than Cap and Nick Fury for their own series. So I think if I had read this, I probably would have said, yeah, I think I'll pick up that first issue of Team America and see what.
Yeah, I think I would have too. Back in the day. And, there's also that I think JM does a nice job of still fleshing out the characters in Steve's life and creating that. It went under DeMatteis, Cap's drama, personal drama,
Yeah.
has gone from oh, Bucky,
Sharon.
oh, I'm so sad that Bucky's gone and I'm a man at a time.
Yeah.
Now it's, oh, can Steve have a personal life?
Yeah.
And which I think was a nice change of pace.
It was more realistic, right? I mean, it was really something that I think a lot of readers could in some way identify with, right? I mean, girl troubles and not just the sort of very shallow, superficial Sharon Steve dynamic of the first, 15 years, right? This was more realistic about the challenges of a relationship, and friends and roommates and folks who live in the next apartment, sort of. I mean, these were legit things.
Yep. And again, I'm a sucker for Zeck's art, and they're just getting started. Haven't quite reached their peak yet in this series, but still pretty good art. I just like the way he draws him, and I like how Beatty inks Zeck. So I enjoyed that part as well. Bob, I go first.
Yep.
For favorite panel, and I'm going to go with page 12. If you're in Marvel Unlimited, I think it's 13. And it's panel 3. And it's when Cap has this look of surprise on his face when he sees Mark Twain.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And it's just a simple panel, but he's stammering. But I love the expression that Zeck drew on his face.
Right.
And the shadow that Beatty put on it. And
right.
I don't know. That's my favorite panel, because number one, you don't see Cap with often with the surprised look on his face.
Right. Yeah.
Because remember, he takes pride in not being surprised.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And here he is being surprised.
Yeah.
And but I love it how it's rendered.
Yeah. Good choice. Good choice indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite panel?
It's a couple pages later. It's 2 pages later is when Cap walks into the room and sees all of those different philosophers. So, Confucius and Machiavelli and Dostoevsky and Socrates and Plato. Did I say Plato and the rest of them? I thought that was
Abraham
good.
Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. I'm a history buff. I'm a philosophy buff. So this really tickled me to be able to see those folks rendered. And they were rendered in ways that were kind of authentic too, which was neat. You could recognize them without necessarily having the text balloon to tell you who they were.
That sounds like a start of a joke. So Cap walks into a bar with Abraham Lincoln, Confucius, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, listeners. We want to hear the punchline. Share those in the Facebook group. Cap walks into a bar of philosophers.
Yeah.
Right? We should totally
That's
hear
right.
that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
What's going on in your t-shirt?
All right. Well, I think it's 2 pages later once again. So it's after Cap has confronted the Mad Thinker, and the Mad Thinker has dropped Team America down a trapdoor, and so it's the middle panel of that page where Cap grabs the Mad Thinker by the lapel and says, "All right, maniac, I've had enough of you. Tell me what this is all about," and the Mad Thinker responds, "Or nothing."
You're putting that on a t-shirt.
I am putting that on a fun t-shirt.
All right.
Yeah.
I gotta say, is there an artist that draws a better angry Cap than Zeck?
Yeah, he does render it quite well. Yeah.
I mean, this comic is full of angry expressions.
Set jaw.
Yeah, and the look in his, his eyes. Yeah, he nails it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what about you? How about you got anything on a t-shirt here? Something with a motorcycle?
I do. I'm gonna go with page 5.
All right.
And it is the one little panel at the very bottom corner where it's right before Cap sees Team America. And there's a black background.
Yeah.
And
trouble.
he has a little bit of a look of surprise on his face.
Yeah.
And it says trouble.
Nice. Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Cap's face, and it just says trouble.
I love context-free panels. Get people asking questions. Right?
Exactly.
Good call. And what about your time capsule?
It's got to be the cover. I'm gonna have to go with the cover. It's the first appearance of Team America.
It is first appearance of Team America. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
How about you?
I'm going with this book being the first appearance of the Mad Thinker in a Cap book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That'll work.
Yep.
Now I want a waffle.
Now, funny you mention that. Casey has been telling me for weeks she wants a waffle. And so I stopped at the store. She does this, I go into my pantry and I'm like, where's my waffle maker? Like, where's my pasta machine? Like, where's my pasta roller, and she, I gave that to Goodwill. And so she did that a few weeks ago. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I stopped on the way home Friday. I got everything I needed to make some Belgian waffles. But I needed a waffle maker, and they didn't have one at the 2 Targets. They had a regular waffle maker, but not a Belgian waffle maker. So I ordered one and had it delivered first thing in the morning. And I got up Saturday morning and I made her a delicious Belgian waffle. And now we won't have waffles again for another 3 years until I find out she gave that waffle maker to Goodwill, and then I'll have to get another one again. So it's a cycle.
Yeah, well, I hear you.
It's a good waffle, though.
And I spent 16 hours of my vacation cleaning out my garage. I hear you. Stuff sometimes just has to go away. And listeners, if you enjoyed this story and you want to get a little follow-up, check out Marvel Team Up 129, which came out the following year, 1983, written by J.M. DeMatteis, and you will see a couple of these characters from the Mad Thinker's robots.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Well, little tidbit for you.
You never know. They might make it into a fantasy draft at some point.
Could be.
Yeah.
Never know.
Who doesn't want a Duchesky in their fantasy draft?
That's true.
First pull. I don't want that one getting sniped.
I think mine's going to be Confucius, just so I can do the Confucius say. Do you have any favorite Confucius say jokes?
No, but I still have the last list of like 100 that you sent me. And I
Yeah.
come across it in my saved files every now and again and get a good chuckle.
I think my favorite is Confucius say, man who go through turnstile sideways is going to Bangkok.
Classic.
Bob, any final comments before we call this an episode?
No, but I look forward to seeing you in just a few days.
That's right. All right. For Bob Lucius, I'm Rick Verbanis. And you, if you don't mind, please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Leave us a comment. If you're in the Facebook group, we love hearing from you. And as always, we appreciate you listening to another episode of the Captain America Comic Book Fans Podcast. Samuel, I see that we have visitors. Now, what's this? It's German, right? German. Samuel, see that we have visitors. I don't know. I got it.
I don't know. I think that was like Dutch.
I see that we have visitors.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month, even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending, 0 tears.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.